The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at AbleTrend. Be glad to go over the signals from today and look at the charts and show you what AbleTrend says to do, and we'll go over a couple simple rules that we like to follow, and we'll take a look at different markets because everybody likes to use AbleTrend for different reasons. We'll look at the stock chart, a swing trading chart, and then we'll look at some intraday charts. So let's jump in and take a look, see what we've got. Okay, so this is the S&P 500. Good, nice swing trading chart, the 130-minute daily. It's for swing trading stocks or ETFs, and you could, of course, do options. And we're in a no-trade zone on basically in the stock market, so that's why it's kind of going sideways. We had a real nice downtrend here, real nice uptrend here. And we're just simply looking for triple confirmation when we're swing trading stocks. So we're looking for triple confirmation. We want that arrow. That arrow is the key. Got to have that arrow. That's a daily buy signal. The dot is also blue because blue is buy, red is sell. Blue is buy, red is sell. We've got the 130-minute buy signal, the blue dot. We've got the daily buy signal, the blue arrow. And then we've got a blue price bar in the middle of the day. We get 3 bars per day. That's in between the black lines is each day. Up it went, and once it closes under the second row of blue dots, I use the close, and you could adjust to whatever you like, but once it closes, like right there, under the second row of blue dots, you'd be out of that trade. But that worked out well. It was an 8-point winner, and then of course we've got an obvious no trade zone. It doesn't want to stay on. There we go. Obvious no trade zone there. We've got a strong wall of resistance above. And we've got a very strong wall of support below. You can see the price hit it 3 or 4 times in the last few days and couldn't get any lower. And we started that row of support 5-6 days before that even happened. So really helpful and good information. Are these support and resistance points. And support are the arrows or the dots. Or support means it's blue. Just means that there's like a little roadblock there. Red means it's resistance. See over here, 4 or 5 times, hit the red dot, stopped and went down. Stopped at the red dot, went down. Stopped at the red arrows, went down. Stopped at the blue arrows, went up. So that's the whole premise of AbleTrend is to know where the algorithm is putting where our support and resistance points are. Just using that information, of course, to our advantage. Hi, Ali. So let's go over the intraday chart now. That's more for a longer term. That's for long-term stocks that we just went over. This is more for a trend trade. You got to be a type of person that can handle the drawdowns if you like this kind of chart, which is works well, but you're going to stomach a lot of ups and downs. And some people say, no problem, I'd rather have less trades, but you'll hit some home runs on this. So it just depends on whether what your style is. Most people would probably be more comfortable with the scalp chart, which I'll show next, because it's you're only in and out of the market in just a few minutes, so it's very low risk. You don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of risk on your trades. About 10 points is about the max you could lose. You also get it also has a much higher winning percentage, the scalp chart. This is more for a long-term trend trade, and this is where you hit the home runs. You'll lose more on the losing trades, but you win more on the winning trades. And we had a couple of really big trends today that worked out well. Obviously, we're going to have losing trades too. As I say in every webinar many times, because I never ever want to mislead anybody or paint any unrealistic expectations, just as I wouldn't want done to me. So I make it very clear that there'll be losing trades and losing days, but you got to be very unemotional, and that's the hard part with trading, is you got to just do what the software says and trust the dots, and the dots are the key. The dots tell us the short-term direction. That's the 1-minute sell signal. The medium-sized arrow is the 2-minute sell signal. It's also red. The bigger arrow is the 3-minute sell signal. That's also red. Had a nice no trade zone before that because we had red and blue together. Any red and blue on the chart at the same time means stay away. AbleTrend saying it's too risky. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be sideways. It's not worth putting your money up. It's not worth risking your money for that. But over here, a little before 10 o'clock Eastern, so that's the first about 25 minutes into the trading day. I mean, you just had a perfect triple confirmation sell signal right there. I mean, that's as textbook as you could get. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. And, obviously down it went. Now, it came very close, because we would put our stop loss. We start the stops, just a little bit above the red dots, obviously. And as they come down, we're moving our stop down. When we see 2 greens and we're in profit, we've got to be at least 10 points in profit. And in this point over here, we were 25 points in profit. So we've got, 500 in this trade. Let's call it 20. 20 points into this trade right here. So we got 400, we're plus 400 at this point. But we're getting green bars. When they're red, just stay in it because the software is telling us we're going lower. You got the 1 minute, you got the 2 minute, you got the 3 minute. And a lot of odds in our favor right there. There's no red bar or red dot there's no blue bar or blue dot or blue arrow in sight, nowhere near this trade. So you just put your stop, we're going to move the stop a little tighter because at this point it would be right here. We move a little closer because I got 400 in this trade. I want to get that back. Came very close. Some people could have gotten stopped out right over there because that's right at 2 points above these 2 green bars, which is where we put the stop loss. That's really close. When I figure it out here, I mean, it's like every time I do it, it comes up slightly different. So it comes up right exactly at 2 points. So if you got stopped out, that kind of stinks because then the trend went really lower. If you didn't, or you were using a little bit above the red dots, you hit a mega home run because this thing just went down like a rocket. I mean, this is crazy. Now, perfect sweet spot right here. If you missed this or you woke up late or whatever, there's your sweet spot. Comes back up, it's the red dot. You got a 1 minute sell signal, 2 minute sell signal, 3 minute sell signal, and there isn't a blue bar or a blue dot in sight, nowhere near. There's our 2 greens, stop goes 2 points above, and we're stopped out there. But that worked out okay. It's about 15 points, which is 300. So no trade zone in here, one big giant no trade zone. That's a triple confirmation buy signal, and that one did not work out because the bar turned red, so we'd be out over there. No trade zone here. Another triple confirmation. Now, here's another thing. When the price closes here, when the price is more than 15 points from the dots, use the bottom of the bar as your stop loss. Because otherwise you got a 25-point stop. And there isn't a webinar or a time you've ever heard me to say to use a 25-point stop. That's a joke. I mean, you just don't take that trade. If that's the case, skip the trade. You should never have more than a 15-point stop loss, ever. And if you do, skip the trade. Forget it. It's not for you. It's not for anybody. We don't go on 15-point trade. More than 15-point stop losses. That's kind of a joke. You'd have to it'd be ridiculous to take that. I mean, that's kind of obvious. Okay, triple confirmation sell right here. I'm going to lose a little on that one because it closes above the red dots right there. So you go for a ride with this chart. However, you hit some mega home runs. There's one right there. We got a beautiful buy signal at 590, 594, 595, and then we got a stop out right there at 27. Let's call it 25. That's 30 points. That's 600 right there. So this is the kind of chart. You're up 600. You're up 1,000. You give back 400. You make 700. You lose 600. You win 1,200. That's this kind of trading. If that's for you, a lot of people love that. This is all you. Obviously, a no triple confirmation trade there. No trade zone. And it got a little choppy toward the end of the day here, as you can see. But that's the kind of trading it is. It's you're all over the map, but you hit a lot of home runs that way. I like the scalp chart because it's a lot lower risk. Most people kind of tend toward this, gravitate toward this chart because it's much lower risk. You may not hit those $1,000 winners, but you hit a boatload of $100 winners. And let's take a look and see. This is the chart I've been recommending or suggesting. Everybody's got to do what they like best. Here's the thing: the software can't place the trade for us. We've got to make the trade. Whoops. Ooh, let me get rid of that there. We've got to make the trade. Software can't make the trade for us. Real just quick. Tom says he made 43 points on that chart trade I just showed just before this. On that first downtrend. Just looking real quick right here. Good job, Tom. Tom, you're killing him lately. Nice job, my friend. Tom's just playing it by the book. Tom made 43 points on this trade right here. That's 43 times $20 a point. Oof, that's a good one, Tom. That's over $800 per one contract on this trade. Glad to hear that, my friend. Okay, getting back to the scalp chart. We're just in and out minutes, so there's very low risk. Low risk means smaller losses. Okay, first trade of the day is actually here, but I like to give it the first, use your judgment, 5 or 10 minutes, before we're going to start trading, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Just look and see if it looks really bouncy, up, down, up, down, up, down, that first 5 minutes. Well, wait 10 minutes. You just got to use your own judgment on that one. But regardless, this is what the software told us to do. Whether we did it or not, that's on us to do it properly. And you're not going to get this perfect either. Nobody in the world is going to nail every single penny out of this. It's just not possible. The markets move so fast. You got to be very quick. And sometimes you miss 1 or 2 here or there. It's only normal. So you can't beat yourself up for that. Okay. Obviously the premise is hits the blue dot, closes above it, that line that sticks out to the right, and a minute or 2 later, we clearly have our 5 points. So good one there. We start off with a winner. Second trade here, we're going to lose. Hits the blue arrow, closes above it, but then it closes 2 points under that arrow, so we're going to lose on that trade. Next trade, right there. It clearly it goes right through the arrow. And by the way, it doesn't have, when I show the arrows here, I just have to assume everybody realizes that anywhere along the arrow, we obviously take it. The arrow only comes in every 3 minutes. That's a 3-minute buy signal, and it's pointing up, meaning the market, the algorithm says we're going to go up if it hits that point. So right there is the buy signal. Here's the next buy signal. 1 minute later, winner. If you were quick enough, and this is hard to do, and that's why I say you can't pick every trade up. It's just not possible. I'm just going to show you what the software said to do. Whether you or I, were able to do it, that's up to us. The software can't make the trade for us. Next trade is right there. Clearly hits the blue arrow, closes above it. 1 minute later, another winner. So, first 4, we had 3 winners, which is actually slightly better than what we average because we average 70%. We average 7 out of 10. Right here, hits the arrow. It's the top of the arrow very clearly. Closes right above it. 1 minute later, we got our 5 points. Starting off good. 4 winners, 4 to 5. Okay. This one comes close enough to hitting the arrow. We lose on that trade. Okay. This one clearly hits the blue arrow, closes above it. 1 minute later, goes up 10 points, but again, we're only counting 5. So, doing okay here. First 6 trades, is that 6 or 7? I call it 6. We got 4 winners, so doing good. Nice start. Hits the, I'm not going to count that one. That was a winner, but it's getting a little tight in here. It's 15 points in there. It's just getting a little tight, so I'm not going to count that. Okay. Next trade is right here. When you get the big dot and you have the arrow, that's another trade. That's also one you can go for a trend trade if the bars are still red. If the bars are still red. Okay, got a couple of green bars, so you might have gotten scared out at that point. What we do is, as I say, we put the stop 2 points above the higher up the green bars. So we'd go there, no stop out. We'd go there, close, but no stop out. Go there, no stop out. So if you're going for a trend trade, you hit a home run. But you got to be trading multiple contracts. If you're just trading one lot, just take your 5 points because we don't know this is going to happen. I mean, obviously, after we see it, then we see it's there. But at this time, of course, we don't know that at the time. I mean, that'd be cheating to think anything else. It'd be ridiculous. Okay, so right here, when we see it, well, okay, we're in there. 1 minute later, we got the 5 points. So first 7 trades, we had 5 winners. It's a great start today for everyone in the first half hour. If you're going for a trend trade, in other words, you're trading multiple lots and you want to keep that second one on, okay, there's 2 greens. So we move the stop 2 points above. Now, this is if we were looking at it live, because we don't trade until the bar closes. And once it closes, it'll never change again. So that means this is exactly what we saw at that time. Okay, so there's our stop. Here we go. There we go. If you got it, again, you're going for the trend trade, and you hit a home run today. What a morning. You only wish every day could be like this. And there's the 2 greens. Oh, by the way, in between there, we're just putting the stop. You can just put a little bit above the red dots. That's fine. I'm going to keep it simple. And look at this thing go. I mean, is this unbelievable? There's the 2 greens. Clearly a stop out there. But you're out at 570. Let's call it 580. You got short at 6. I mean, that's just 80 points. That's crazy. 1,600. So it was just a fantastic start. If you're a trend trader. Now, if you're just a scalper, because this is the scalp chart, so you got to be fair about it. First 7 trades, you had 5 winners. So I hope you did too. And if you didn't get all 7, again, nobody's going to get it right. So if you just got 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 5, whatever it is, we're in the positive the first half hour. So I hope you would too. There's always slippage involved, plus it moves quick. So that's what I'm saying. If there were 25 trades, if there were 30 trades today, but you only took, say, 25 or, because it was too fast, or fine. It's okay. You can just, take what you get. Okay. Obviously, no trade here closes above the red dot. This is clearly a trade and a losing trade. And then another one, and another trade there, and another losing trade right there. So we lost 2 in a row on that trade. Here, obviously a trade. Hits the arrow, and that's textbook right there. Closes under it, and a minute or 2 later, and even if you had to wait 4 or 5 minutes, clearly we've got our 5 points right there. It's a little tight in here. Again, I like to have at least 15, and I feel even a little better with 20. But let's call this a trade, which would have been a losing trade, and then we have one right here, and that's a winning trade. So 1 winner, 1 loser. That's fine. Next trade would be right here. Next time it hits a blue dot, goes under it, no trade. Hits the blue dot right there, closes above it. That's really close to the 5 points. But I'm going to call it a losing trade. That's really, really close. So let's call it a losing trade. Obviously, we've got a trade right there, and that was a great trade. That's a winner. Another trade right here, that's a winner. Another trade right here, that's a winner. We went on a nice roll right here, about 5 in a row. Hits the red dot, closes under it, winner. Hits the red dot, closes above it, no trade. Hits the red dot, closes under it, winner. Hits the blue dot, closes under it, loser. But at this point, we were doing really well. So I hope anybody who maybe said they didn't do as well today. I mean, I hope these are the trades you took, because these are the exact trades that went on at that time. So I'll compare these. Check your trades if for some reason you didn't have a winning day or whatever, you had a little trouble with the algorithms today or with your trading. That's why I'm going over this for you, because these are the exact signals given at that exact minute of the day. That's why we wait for the bar to close before we take the trade. So obviously it was a very good morning, the first couple of hours. So compare your trades to these, and hopefully they're pretty close. I mean, again, you might not have gotten every single one of them, but it's okay. Nobody can. Okay, hits the red arrow, a blue arrow, closes above it. 1 minute later, another winner. No trading here, way too tight. Oh my, that's like 5 points. I want at least 15, and I'd be really more comfortable with 20. Okay, no trading here. These close all under the blue dots. Trade right here. We're going to lose on that trade. Trade right here because it clearly hits the red dot, closes under it, and an obvious winner right there. So as you can see, we're right on target, right about our 70% win rate today. And we had to look at 20 trades right here, and got to be 14 out of 20. So it was a great first half of the day, that's for sure. Okay, there's that triple confirmation trade. That's also a scalp. Got the big dot, got the little dot, and got the 3-minute arrow. 1 minute later, another winner. Hits the blue dots here, another winner. Hits the blue dot here, we lost on that trade. Hits the red dot here, 2 minutes later, a winner, $100. Hits the red dot there, we lost on that trade. Now we came up with 2 in a row over here that did not win because it went under the blue dot, 2 points. So got to be fair. Hits the blue dot right there, closes above it. 1 minute later, another winner. So if you're a scalper today, don't see how you didn't have a great day, or at least a good day, at the very least. Losing trade here, winning trade there. Hits the arrow, goes up. So if you're using this chart today, I don't know how much easier we could have made it, because trading's not easy. But I mean, as far as these are all the trades today. So see what you think. Losing trade right there, winning trade right there, losing trade right there, losing trade right there, winning trade right there. And we're just hanging in there with right about our 70%, right in that range. Some days it'll be a little more, some days are going to be a little less. Going to be losing trades too. Going to be losing days. Fortunately, there haven't been many, very few, but it will happen. I can guarantee you that. No trade here. These all close under. Never touch the red dots, and this closes above it. Steve K, I love those hits on the large arrows. Yes. Those are my favorites. You've heard me say that many times. The arrows are my favorite trades because that's bouncing off of 3-minute support or resistance. The dots are 1 minute. The higher the time frame, and that goes for any trading, the stronger that wall of support or resistance is. So they tend to really bounce off of those. Good job, Steve. Ray, where's the stop on the long red bar at the open? Well, let's go all the way back there. On this one over here, the stop the dot is like 40 points away. So that's just ridiculous. But we would so you got to put it at the top of the red bar. That's still a long way. And if for any reason you're not comfortable with that, you skip the trade. Skip the trade. You go on to the next one. So it turns out that was a big winner, but you can't do what you're not comfortable with. You skip the trade, if that's the case. And then this is the end of the day. So that's it. So I mean, I just went over every trade on the scalp chart, and I a heck of a lot more winners than losers. So I hope you are using at least using it at least somewhat close to what the software suggested for us to do. Keep it simple. That's what works. Steve, oftentimes the scalp signal, but since I'm using a market order, yeah, that's true. Sometimes you got to use the market. You got there's slippage involved and all. That's why I say you're not going to get every one of these. It's impossible. Nobody can. But if you got most of them, worked out well. It worked out very well. Good job. Good job, Steve, Tom, Michael. Thanks everyone for being here. I hope this was helpful. Have a good night, and more important than trading or anything else, just stay safe.